guys, welcome back. In this episode, we're flying from Frankfurt to Tokyo in style with Japan Airlines Business Class, which had us blown away. We'll take you through the full experience from lounge to landing. Before our flight, we headed to the Sakura Lounge at Frankfurt Airport, which is actually open to all One World partners. Unfortunately, that meant the lounge was pretty busy early on, but thankfully thinned out. There was a reasonable selection of drink options, which were all self-service. And food-wise, there was little lacking with a few cold meats and a selection of hot foods. The German beers definitely went down a treat. A Japanese-style chicken curry was available for those who couldn't wait to get to Japan, whilst German clientele would recognise these sausages. My partner also got a bowl of curry and asked me where I got the chicken from. With all those other customers, meant that they'd run out and she got left with just a bowl of sauce and rice. That's just really not what you want when you go to the lounge. After one more drink, we were welcomed aboard and introduced to the very comfortable Business Sky Suite. With more seat options and controls than you could poke a stick at. Our business class cabin was in a spacious 222 configuration, but each seat had its own aisle access, even the window one. There was plenty of space to stretch out and felt very private thanks to that sliding privacy screen between the passengers. The suite also featured an LCD touch panel controller, allowing you to control the huge 23-inch LCD monitor, one of the largest in its class. Just what you need to catch up on some of the latest released movies on a long-haul flight. Waiting at our seat was a lightly stocked amenities kit, which included a toothbrush, tissues, comfy face mask, charging cable, and what's this little plastic thing? Turns out, it's actually a little foldable phone holder. A little lacking, but to make up for it, they provided Sony noise-cancelling headphones, really comfortable and great sound quality. Now to the meal service. We began with a welcome drink. The menu featured 4 dedicated pages to its selection of premium drinks. I got a delicious, crisp Japanese beer. And please ignore my pouring skills while I'm trying to film. They were also served with a selection of dried fruits, nuts, cheese and olives. While we also tried their signature non-alcoholic cocktail, which was a real hit. Onto the dinner service, there were 2 options, the Washoku Japanese cuisine menu and the other was the international menu, which was Western themed with some German items, but we both went for the Japanese menu because the food looked amazing. The first course was the Iridori Gozen. It was a piece of art. Even the chopstick holder was the logo of Japan Airlines, the crane. Where to start? Firstly, we had the deep fried crab cake with rocket sauce and goji berry, which added a little bit of sweetness. The salmon roe and prawn on the other end were fresh and delicately seasoned. Even the prawn had that bounciness to it. And when was the last time you had salmon roe on a plane? Each bite of this meal was absolutely perfect, including the fatty chashu pork, scallops and lobster. Then on to the main course, which featured miso soup, a simmered duck dish in teriyaki sauce with root vegetables and Greenland halibut with a lemon miso glaze. And what was inside that little parcel? It was actual steamed rice on a plane, served perfectly fluffy. When we tasted it, we thought there must be a rice cooker sitting on the plane somewhere. The meal was what you'd expect at a fine dining restaurant, not at 38,000 feet. And there was just enough room for one more course. To wrap it all up, a German apple cake with cinnamon cream, sweet, spiced and light. It was a small nod to our departure point, an excellent finish to an incredible meal. This was undoubtedly the best meal we've ever had on an airline. With the meal done, it was time to rest. We made the bed with the extra cushioned airweave mattress. It was supremely comfortable. But of course, I had to try something off the a la carte menu in the middle of the night. I went with the umami omelette rice bowl. It was described as an omurice, so I had imagined those beautifully soft cooked omelettes in Japan. This was my expectation, which didn't quite eventuate. We also had some fresh fruit and tried the Black Forest ice cream. Oh, and a coffee. But those things didn't quite live up to the amazing dinner service. For breakfast, we each tried something different. I had the Western style breakfast, eggs, sausages, vegetables, paired with yogurt and a croissant. All quite reasonable, but didn't quite compare to the Japanese set, with grilled fish, miso soup, and again, perfectly steamed rice. Restaurant quality meals and a genuinely comfortable seat, it easily ranks among the best flights we've ever taken. Tokyo, after checking into our hotel, we found a local Tonkatsu restaurant. We went all in, trying both the specialty cut of Tonkatsu with the leaner, more refined flavour, and the classic fatty pork cut, which was pure melt-in-your-mouth goodness. Each piece was served with rice, miso soup, and the all-important shredded cabbage mountain. The next day, just around the corner from Tokyo Tower, we visited one of the most iconic digital art museums in the world, TeamLab Borderless. A place where the artwork doesn't stay still, it moves. Both TeamLab museums have Guinness World Records associated with visitor numbers, but time visits meant it wasn't too crowded. One of the coolest parts was the interactive artwork display, where you design your own fish on a piece of paper and get it scanned in. A great spot to get creative, and was a hit with bigger and also little kids alike. Sorry, don't mind me, just adding the finishing touches to my pufferfish. The shark though, he was ready to go. This part of the exhibit was super popular, so there was a bit of a line to take your turn designing your little sea creature. Then, after getting it scanned in, we were able to watch it swim through the walls as part of a digital ecosystem.
It's going, it's going. Hey, my guy's going. They're going together. That's me, that's me. Hey, get hide.
Here they interacted with the many other creatures and creations that others had done, and through the coral reefs and shifting ocean scenes. Unlike traditional galleries, there are no set pathways. You can explore freely, and getting lost is part of the fun. Exhibits blend into each other with light tunnels, mirrored spaces, glowing forests that feel like stepping into another dimension. You have probably seen the images of these exhibits on social media, but it's worth the visit when in Tokyo. After that, it was time for a quick lunch, and when you're in Japan, you have to try Sushi Train. The quality and freshness here is unreal. Honestly felt like dining in a much more upscale restaurant, but at a very affordable price. Japan wins again. And this was just a snack to get us through to the next great meal. Later that evening, we stumbled upon a local izakaya, a type of Japanese bar which serves food that you must try while in Japan. Stock full of alcohol, he was the bartender, chef, and host all in one. And what he served up was absolutely legendary. He started us off with a bubbling pot of Sukiyaki, thinly sliced pork simmered in a sweet soy-based broth, with tofu, mushrooms, green vegetables, and glass noodles. Then came a rich meat rice bowl. It was simple but deeply satisfying. And if that wasn't enough, to top it up, beautifully handmade gyoza, pan-fried to crispy perfection on the bottom, juicy in the inside, packed with garlic, pork and herbs. It was unreal. It wasn't fancy, but it was one of those meals that just sticks with you. Local honest food made with care. That's all we've got time for, but next time we will take the Shinkansen to Nagoya before hitting the roads through the mountains to visit beautifully preserved villages. So don't forget to hit like and the subscribe button, and we'll see you again in the next one.